Um, about 70 days into the strike, it had just been growing. There was all kinds of politics going on between the national unions that hadn't approved of the strike and were trying to suppress it, and the local horizontalism, the local outburst of social democratic revolution had occurred. July 3rd, this is where things really start to heat up. 5,000 longshoremen and their sympathizers had gathered in front of Pier 38 by 11. 700 policemen stood by in various formations, a number of them wearing helmets, gas masks, and riot gear. A line of railroad boxcars sealed off the south side of the Embarcadero. On the north end, the police had drawn up a line of patrol cars. So this will sound very familiar to you if you've been around the occupies, if you've been evicted already. A mise en scène as dramatic as this required an audience. On the elevation of Rincon Hill overlooking that's where the freeway kind of starts, the Bay Bridge a little bit. On the elevation of Rincon Hill overlooking the curving sweep of the Embarcadero, a crowd gathered in anticipation of Act Two. They did not have long to wait. That with Act Two, that reminds me of the whole Occupy Oakland thing too. Shortly after noon, the steel rolling doors of Pier 38 lifted, and the 5 trucks escorted by 8 patrol cars made their slow exit. So they're trying to break the strike. Police Captain Thomas Hourton, revolver in hand, stood on the running board of the lead patrol car. "The port is open!" Hourton shouted, and the caravan began a slow progress down the Embarcadero towards the warehouse on King Street, near the Southern Pacific Depot on 3rd and Townsend. There the trucks were unloaded of their cargo, birdseed, coffee, automobile tires, and the convoy returned to Pier 38 for a second, then a third haul. At approximately 1:30, the next and inevitable stage of this stylized confrontation, violence broke out. As usual, accounts differ. Did a group of longshoremen, as some claim, frustrated by the deliberately inflammatory unloading of trucks, begin to pelt the police with bricks? Were they black bloc? Or did Captain Hourton, as others claim, cry out to his men, "Let 'em have it, boys"? It's too bad they didn't have YouTube. We could look back and see what happened. When the longshoremen began to escalate the scurrility, long word, of their shouted epitaphs. Okay, so did they attack after verbal provocation? Sounds like Oakland. In any event, police and pickets clashed near the warehouse, laying down a barrage of tear gas. So this was new for them. This was a new weapon that they had just for this port closure strike. Laying down a barrage of tear gas, police wearing helmets and gas masks advanced into the crowd to disperse it into smaller sectors, which mounted patrolmen and club-wielding officers on foot then attacked. Okay, so they used the horses to split the crowd, and then they sent in people with these billy clubs. They had ordered special billy clubs that could split skulls better. We have documentary evidence of that. Groups of longshoremen resisted with thrown objects, bricks, cobblestones, railroad spikes, and their fists. At 2nd and Townsend Streets, the police responded with gunfire. 2 men were wounded, one of them a bank teller at work in the American Trust Company on the corner.